Hello and welcome. Plenty of action in Chennai and no action. That's what my reporters say. Sudhanshu Kotak's press conference happened. I've been telling you this. Multiple changes are in the offing. Not changes that are kind of radical that you have to make changes, but in some strategic. And from what I understand, the Indian think tank has deliberately made an attempt to keep things calm, because there is a talk in the Indian change room that if you get hyper, if you overthink, you land up in a problem, and that's exactly what happened against South Africa. You cannot let that happen against Zimbabwe. First things first, India has to control the controllables. You let your emotions get through, and you start thinking about net run rate, and you start thinking about what will happen. You're done. You can't do much. You can think till the cows come home. You can do whatever you want. The fact is, you've lost by 76 runs remains a reality. The fact that West Indies has a hugely better net run rate remains a reality. The fact that South Africa and the West Indies are playing ahead of India versus Zimbabwe is also a reality. So you will know tomorrow at this point, when we do 5 at 5, India will know where the West Indies versus South Africa match is headed. And you can actually calibrate basis that. You will know what you require. You will know that, okay, two straight wins and you're through. You will also know that if suppose West Indies wins, are you done? Or you need a miracle, what exactly you need to do? You can think about all those permutations and combinations then, but not now. When in the lead up, control the controllables. Don't think of the West Indies South Africa result. Don't try and think of net run rate. Don't try and think of any of this thing. You know, it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary, because the way I see sport is we complicate sport way too much. We complicate sport, and then we kind of start to think many things when it's not necessary. You don't have this problem yet, so why are you thinking about it? If West Indies lose, the match is over. If West Indies lose, all you need is two straight wins, so think about two straight wins. If they don't, then you think of, okay, now what, are we done? So I would be very clear on this, and I've written a column today saying this: control the controllables, keep things simple. Now coming to the changes, and I would welcome your suggestions also, or your opinions also. By the way, let me be very clear on this one. According to social media, the 15 players who are playing are all rubbish. According to social media, each one of them is a quota player. Each one of them is a conspiracy theory. Each one of them is somebody else who is sitting on the outside is better. Social media believes the 15 who are sitting outside are much better than the 15 who are playing. This is social media. That, okay, X is a quota player, Jaiswal should have played, Suryavanshi should have played, Shreyas Iyer should have played, X should have played. No, it doesn't happen like that. If someone comes and says Abhishek Sharma did not deserve a place, Sanju Samson did not deserve a place, Ishan Kishan did not deserve a place, that person is talking complete nonsense. So we also have to kind of stay in perspective. Our problem is, we in Indian cricket, we don't have perspective. In Indian cricket, we don't have balance. We win a World Cup, 10 lakh people will jump on the road. You lose a World Cup, you are gone. You will be torn to shreds. Your reputation, your credibility, your ability, everything torn to shreds. You're the worst cricketer in the world. It's not like that. Australia too lost. When Australia wins a World Cup, Pat Cummins goes home pretty sane. When Australia loses a World Cup, the Australian team, Mitchell Marsh goes home pretty sane. Our problem is we don't have balance. Our problem is we don't have any perspective. You win, the whole of Mumbai is taken over, and all of a sudden, these people are the greatest thing that has happened to world cricket. You lose, all of a sudden, these people are the worst thing to happen to world cricket. Are they? A lot of people have asked me this question on my show, and you guys have seen it yourself. Will Surya Kumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir be sacked? Is this the time to ask that question? It is as if we want them to be sacked. It is as if we want the Indian team to fail. It is not like that. Let them fail. This perverse pleasure that, okay, so and so will get sacked, so and so will get thrown out, so and so will get booted out, can wait for 4 or 5 days. After 4 or 5 days, after Sunday, if India doesn't make it, then obviously this question will arise. You also know, I also know. And each one of us will debate and discuss this question. But why now? Has India been officially out of the World Cup? No. Does India have a chance? Hugely, yes. Can India win the two matches? Of course, yes. Can India beat Zimbabwe handsomely? Absolutely, they can. Can India win against the West Indies handsomely? Absolutely, they can. According to me, India still has a pretty decent chance of making the World Cup semi-finals, and I am actually backing them to do so. I am pretty much confident that they will do so. West Indies and South Africa. South Africa is a better side compared to the West Indies. if the result doesn't go India's way, then सोचेंगे यार उसके पहले सोच के क्या फायदा, उसके पहले सोच के कोई फायदा नहीं है. तो कल जब 5-5 करेंगे तो तब सोचेंगे. Then we will start to think. South Africa win over Afghanistan, somebody says boosted the confidence. I mean, whether or not they won that match against Afghanistan, they would have qualified. And South Africa is a very, very good side. Make no mistake about it. Look at the depth. Okay, coming now to first. Let's divide this show. I will take questions. I will. But let's divide the show first and foremost the team. My team. I will open with Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma. What will you guys open with? I will open with Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma to break the monotony of the off spin. It is not as if left-handed batters cannot play right arm off spin. It is total nonsense. That day, Shimron Hetmyer, left-handed batter, took Sikandar Raza to the cleaners. 6 ball, 5 sixes. 6 ball, 5 sixes is what they got. So to think that, oh, you know what, Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan will not be able to hit the right arm off spinner is not correct. Having said that, for 3 games, this is now becoming a bit of a pattern. This is something that the opponents are successfully employing against the Indians and successfully pushing the Indians back. So that's what it is. Now, because the opponents have tasted success with a particular formula, because the opponents are kind of successful with this off spinner at the top of the order, which is why you are seeing a Salman Aga, you are seeing a Aryan Dutt, you are seeing a Naden Makram, you are seeing each of these fellows. Against the West Indies, you will see a Roston Chase. This is becoming a typical pattern against India. This is becoming a typical pattern against India. So because of that, because you need to break that monotony, you need to break that off-spin monotony at the top of the Indian this thing. Why don't you start with Sanju Samson? Otherwise, Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma have absolutely no reason to be replaced. You've also got to play with the opponent's mind. The opponent is now got a heads up against you because they know what you're going to do, and they're putting something which has worked for 3 games for 3 different sides: Netherlands, Pakistan, and South Africa. So open with Sanju Samson, give him first strike. Give him first strike against the right arm offie. If the right arm offie is bowling, if he's not bowling, then get a single and get that guy on strike. And that should be smart from the team management. There is no reason for the left arm opener, left-handed batter to hit the first ball. It's not necessary. Given that India has been reduced to 0 for 1, you need to negate that. You need to counter that, and there is no need of false bravado. Here, you need to be smart, not brave. By being, false bravado is not necessary. Just take a single, give that right-hander on strike, and let the right-hander. Now think this. Sanju Samson hits 2 fours of Sikandar Raza. Will he bowl a second over? No. Sanju Samson hits 1 4 and 1 6 of a Sikandar Raza. He attacks Sikandar Raza, much like Shimron Hetmyer attacked Sikandar Raza for the West Indies. And the moment Sikandar Raza is attacked, Zimbabwe becomes half the side. If Zimbabwe starts with Blessing Muzarabani and Richard Gaikwad, no problem. Abhishek Sharma and whoever it is at the top of the Indian order will deal with it. And then get Ishan Kishan at number 3. But if Sikandar Raza starts the first over, there should be specific instructions to Sanju Samson to try and attack Sikandar Raza. Gets out. But go after Sikandar Raza at the top of the order. 2 balls, 1 4, 1 6, boom. Sikandar Raza will automatically feel the pressure and India will be all over Zimbabwe. And the moment you attack Sikandar Raza, exactly what happened in the West Indies, Zimbabwe is half done. He is their leader. He is their main man. You take Sikandar Raza down, you take Zimbabwe down. So you must also plan against Zimbabwe. So 1 2 3. 1, Sanju Samson takes strike against the off spinner. If it's somebody else, then Abhishek takes strike. But get Sanju Samson to play the offie. Because that way, give him a couple of blows and you are in business. 3, Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan far too good at this point in time. No question. Far too good at this point in time, Ishan Kishan. Get him on. Get him on at number 3. Absolutely get him on at number 3 and keep attacking. Keep attacking because Ishan Kishan will be critical for the Indian cause. Go for it at the top of the order. So Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan. That predictability is gone. The off spinner is countered. The strategy is in place. You have an aggressive plan in place. Now you attack. Now you absolutely attack. There is no 2 ways. You have to go for it. You have to play smart. You have to play also with the opponent's mind. This is a This is also a mind game. This is also a mind game, and you have to win that game in the mind as well. Number 4 is Surya, and here's the question. Number 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 5, go with a left-hander if the left-hander gets out. Go with a right-hander. You have a Hardik Pandya. Absolutely no reason to hold a Hardik Pandya till very late. Go with a Hardik Pandya. He's a gun batter. He has won many a match, and we know that. There is no question. There is no question. We will have to see. We need to just not push Hardik Pandya too late. Go with a Hardik Pandya, much too good a batter to kind of falter multiple times. Already two impactful innings in this World Cup as well. Number 5, you can push a Shivam Dube, you can push a Hardik Pandya. Shivam Dube has been in form. Left-hander gets out, push the lefty. Right-hander gets out, push the right-hander. Sanju left, Sanju Abhishek left, right. So Sanju right, Abhishek left. Ishan Kishan left, Surya Kumar Yadav right, and then you have that option of Hardik Pandya or Shivam Dube. Now, will you go in with a Kuldeep Yadav or will you go in with another all-rounder in, say, Aksar is definitely coming back. Will you go in with a Rinku or will you go in with a, is Aksar coming back for Rinku Singh or is Aksar coming back for Washington Sundar? From what we know of the Sitanshu Kotak press conference, Rinku Singh is joining the team back today. Rinku Singh is joining the team back today. From what I understand, it could well be that India leaves out Rinku Singh. And India goes with both Akshar Patel and Washington Sundar. That way, they will give themselves that extra bowling depth. So far, we have not seen anything from Rinku Singh which has been extraordinary with the bat. So they might just field Washington Sundar there to finish off if necessary, and they push their batting depth as well. And Kuldeep Yadav misses out because they will not want a wrist spinner. That's a call that India will have to take. Are you going to compromise a batter or are you going to compromise an all-rounder and play a bowler? Maybe not. Sitanshu Kotak gave the example of a 220 chase, that if you have an all-rounder 150 for 6, coming in at 8, that all-rounder can get 20 runs and important runs and close it out. Yesterday, if you take Will Jacks as example, that's what happened. Even Liam Dawson. Will Jacks is doing that job at number 7, number 8 for England time and again. That's what India is trying to talk about. So my team, at this point, the Kuldeep Yadav thing is a question mark, maybe not. So Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar / Rinku Singh, possibly Washington Sundar, and then Jasprit Bumrah, Varun Chakravarti, and Arshdeep Singh. Finally, will you get Kuldeep Yadav for Arshdeep Singh? Is that a possibility? Should you debate that? Should you discuss Kuldeep Yadav for Arshdeep Singh, given that Zimbabwe has not played left-arm wrist spin that much? Zimbabwe has not had experience against left-arm wrist spin as much as, say, some of the other teams. Zimbabwe has not played Varun Chakravarti as much as, say, some of the other teams. Now, will you get a Kuldeep Yadav? Because when you take Arshdeep Singh, Zimbabwe also has tall left-arm fast bowlers, including, say, Richard Garavab. At the start only, they have a left-arm fast bowler, plus they have a Blessing Muzarabani from both ends, right? So right, left, but they have a proper left-arm fast. So Arshdeep Singh kind of bowling they face. Have they faced the Kuldeep Yadav kind of left-arm wrist spin too much? Or have they faced that kind of bowling in the nets or in their country or against countries that they generally face in international cricket? Is that something that the Indians need to think as well? Will there be a thought that Kuldeep Yadav, by the way, Kuldeep Yadav and Tilak Verma were the two players who had come today for the optional practice. So Kuldeep Yadav and Tilak Verma, along with the coaching staff, had come for the optional practice, and Sitanshu Kotak had come for the press conference. The third call is this one. Arshdeep Singh or Kuldeep Yadav? Do you want to punt with Kuldeep Yadav, or do you think no, not necessary? Arshdeep Singh is giving me breakthrough at the top, bowled beautifully along with Jasprit Bumrah against South Africa, 20 for 3. So let's get in Arshdeep and Bumrah. Then I've got a Hardik Pandya, I've got a Shivam Dube. So I've got 4, and I've got a Akshar Patel, I've got a Varun Chakravarti. So I've got 6. Plus, I've got a Washington Sundar if I'm playing him ahead of Rinku Singh. I've got 7 proper bowling options. If I take Shivam Dube out, even then I've got 6 proper bowling options with 1 over from Shivam Dube. Now, that's the kind of combination that India can possibly go with. Now, here, in all of this combination, it's a top quality side. It is a gun side. Anyone who comes and says, "Arey, India is not a good side," it's absolutely not correct. India has been doing phenomenally well in this particular format. Now, you have not done well in one game, you've lost one game, doesn't make you a bad side overnight. So, you know, somebody says Sundar is neither a full batter or a full bowler. Folks, he can do both. And he's a genuine all rounder. Anyone comes and says Sundar is not a genuine all rounder is not correct. Sundar is a genuine all rounder. He has the ability to do with the bat and with the ball. But you can obviously drop Sundar, provided you want to continue with Rinku Singh and you get Akshar Patel into the mix. So the Akshar Patel call is a no brainer. Akshar Patel with his left arm spin plus his ability to hit down the order, his ability to play a controlled knock. If you think against South Africa in the last World Cup final, it was Akshar Patel's innings that genuinely turned the tide, 47 of 31. Akshar Patel is a serious player. Washington Sundar is an all-rounder for sure. Has he done phenomenally well in T20 cricket? No. So but has Rinku Singh done phenomenally well in T20 cricket of late? No. Rinku Singh's fielding is top-notch. Rinku Singh's outfielding and catching is top-notch. But when you weigh Washington Sundar and Rinku Singh, that's the call-up. Do you opt with a batter in Rinku Singh? By the way, Rinku Singh against spin is bad. Rinku Singh against spin has been suspect. Rinku Singh against the medium pace of somebody like a Shaheen Afridi, somebody like a Blessing Muzarabani, somebody like a Richard. Rinku Singh is perfectly fine. But the moment you put spin against Rinku Singh, you should go and check. You will see that Rinku Singh is also suspect. Is also suspect. You know, the fact is Akshar Patel should have been an absolute must inclusion in that last game against South Africa. He's a leader. He's your vice captain. He's done well in the past. He's handled pressure situations well. Multiple different matches in the last World Cup, Akshar Patel made an impact with the bat in the final as well. Against the US, in America, in New York, made an impact. So Akshar Patel should have played. Absolutely should have played. There's no question. The way the last World Cup final panned out. Look at this guy who say Jyoti Prakash Sahu. You always find ways to undermine Virat Kohli. Where the hell is the undermining coming? Akshar Patel played a blinder of 47 of 31, allowing Virat Kohli to play the anchor role and then going for the aggression. Where is the question of undermining anybody even coming? This is why social media is bloody filth. Social media is a platform for poison exactly for jerks like this. Where is the question of undermining anybody coming? And that too, Virat Kohli, who played an absolute match-winning innings in that final. But we keep talking about Virat Kohli's innings. How many times have we talked about Akshar Patel's innings? In fact, Akshar Patel was the one who changed it. Akshar Patel was the one who took the aggression, allowed Virat to take the game deep and thereafter flower towards the very end. So you would not speak about Akshar Patel. So you would not speak about the relevance of Akshar Patel's innings. Come on, yeah. Come on. Coming back. So my team for tomorrow, this is my team. Now I can be completely wrong. My team for tomorrow, Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Shivam Dube, Washington Sundar, Arshdeep Singh, Jasprit Bumrah and Varun Chakravarti. The toss-up is between Washington Sundar and Rinku Singh for me. That's the only toss-up. The only toss-up. And I think India might, given that Rinku Singh will join the team back tonight again after his father's illness, he's going to join back the team tonight based on what Sitanshu Kotak has just said at the press conference. I think Rinku Singh might just miss out for Washington Sundar, and Washington Sundar is going to be on home turf. Chepauk is home turf. He will know that wicket. He will know the conditions, and Washington Sundar might just get the game. I will not be surprised, by the way, if Washington Sundar is left out and Rinku Singh is included. That's my team. I would have personally, I would have wanted Kuldeep Yadav to also play. Because as I said, for me, left arm wrist spin against Zimbabwe could have been an option. Like in Kolkata also. Today, Devashish Sen has done a Shujan Mukherjee interview. You can listen. I think against the West Indies also, Kuldeep Yadav could be a very important option for India. Varun and Kuldeep. Yes, I understand West Indies has their own spinners in Gudakesh Moti, in Akil Hussain. So West Indies has those spinners, but Kuldeep Yadav left arm wrist spin is novelty. So I would have gone with Kuldeep Yadav. For me is certainly someone I would have thought about. Eventually, if the combination doesn't really work out, maybe not. But Kuldeep Yadav is certainly somebody I would have thought about. I would have tried to fit in to the permutation combination. Now coming to strategy, absolutely attack Sikandar Raza at the top of the order with Sanju Samson. If that goes wrong, that goes wrong. Attack Sikandar Raza with a couple of blows. Attack Sikandar Raza with his off spin, because what has happened so far is the reason India has not had power plays is because you have been reduced to 0 for 1. You have inevitably been reduced to 0 for 1. Because India will, my friend Amit Shah is writing, India has to score 200. No, India doesn't have to score 200. India will know at the start of the game the result of West Indies versus South Africa. If South Africa wins against the West Indies, there is no reason about net run rate. It's out of the window. All you need is 2 wins. And if West Indies does beat South Africa, then net run rate is so difficult that it becomes a question of can you. But that at this point in time is not something that you need to think about also. If West Indies loses to South Africa, India doesn't have to bother about net run rate, even one iota. You win the game by 1 run, both games you're through. So you have to keep things simple. You have to keep things on song. Because ultimately this is a simple game. We tend to complicate matters. Now coming to strategy, like I said, couple more minutes and then I'll take 5 minutes of questions. I think strategy is very simple. Strategy is go after Sikandar Raza. You attack Sikandar Raza and you throw Sikandar Raza out of gear. Zimbabwe automatically comes under pressure because that is the one man who is the leader. And by the way, to remind our viewers, Shimron Hetmyer 2 drop chances. Shimron Hetmyer was able to fire away because twice was he dropped, one at deep square, or rather fine, and then another one. So twice Shimron Hetmyer was dropped. India will have to be bold. And by the way, bold doesn't mean that you overdo, because over aggression is also a tendency coming from anxiety. Just like anchoring and holding yourself back is also a tendency on anchoring. Somebody is asking, Sam, how much is Sanju spreading on PR? You're an absolute nutcase, my friend. This is exactly, and my point is, I will showcase why social media is filth. Sanju on PR. Can you justify why you asked this question? Do you want to publicly portray yourself as an idiot? You don't want to, right? You are a proper cricket fan. So why do you have to ask a question which will showcase you as an absolute first-class certified stamped fool? You don't need to. Don't do it. So, coming to the strategy, Sikandar Raza should be attacked. Blessing Muzarabani may be 1 over. Just check the wicket. From what I understand, it's a fresh wicket. If you check Chepauk, 17 overs, 17 and a half overs, New Zealand overhauled 175, so good batting deck. You have seen a Yuvraj Samra from Canada score 110 against New Zealand in 55-60 balls. So again, you have a good batting deck at the Chepauk. These are relayed wickets, so these are fresh wickets, and the one that will be used for the India game, from what I know, is a fresh pitch. There is every reason to believe that there are runs to be gotten, and it will be a good batting deck. To sum up, before I go to questions, I think India will go through. I think India has no reason to panic at this point in time. I think India needs to control the controllables, and that is to focus on their game. There is no reason to think about net run rate right now. West Indies and South Africa is at 3 p.m. tomorrow ahead of the India game, and only after that do you need to think about net run rate. West Indies wins, net run rate becomes irrelevant. Kolkata, People have asked me about rain also. The rain is not supposed to last out till the weekend, so there should not be any problem in Kolkata over the weekend as far as the game is concerned. Yesterday there was some rain. Today from morning there has been no rain. Yes, there has been some low pressure building or whatever, but I don't think there is any reason to play for weather. So that's the point at this point in time. Okay, let's take questions. Rana, Shreyash Iyer should have been perfect for number 3. Why should Shreyash Iyer be perfect for number 3? What has Ishan Kishan done wrong? See, this is the problem. Now, Shreyash Iyer is sitting outside, so he's a better player. When the T20s were going on, and this same gang, the Ishan Kishans of the world, Sanju Samson, Tilak Verma, when Tilak Verma played against Pakistan, he was the best player. And all of a sudden, Shreyash Iyer is the best player, and these fellows are conspiracy theory. No, these guys have earned their place in the side. They played a bad game, a horrible game. There's no question you've lost by 76 runs, which was poor. But that doesn't make them bad players overnight. And everybody who's sitting outside have become great players overnight. Not the case. Shreyash Iyer is a top-notch player. But there's nothing to say that any of the top 3 that are playing for India are not worthy. They are not. They are worthy players. Anshu Mishra, outstanding innings by Harry Brook. After the first 3 weeks. And that's how you soak in pressure. Pakistan 3 down. By the way, they should have taken that catch. I mean, Pakistan, once they had England 3 down on the mat, they should have taken it. They should have absolutely taken it. They should have absolutely taken it. But Harry Brook, and with support from Sam Curran, with support thereafter from Will Jacks, excellent. When Tom Banton got out, even then, Pakistan on top. The way Harry Brook mastered, if you see, all he did to Usman Tariq, he went in and just kept knocking the ball, except that Will Jacks 6. There was not one real big shot that was played of Usman Tariq by Harry Brook. And thereafter, at the end, he cut loose. England was trying to do something harakiri, and then Jofra Archer comes and finishes the show. So Harry Brook was a superb innings. Why this show is 5 at 5? Why is your name Rana? Why is your name Rana? Because your father and mother gave your name Rana, right? This show is titled 5 at 5 because I wanted to call it as such. Simple as that. Abhishek Ranjan, don't you think Sanju coming into the team, other batters will have a chance to change their roles? Isn't that a kind of panic reaction? No. It's also try to be smart, because you cannot make the same mistake. By bringing in, you counter that the off-spin threat as well. You get Sanju Samson to hit a couple of blows against Sikandar Raza, and you have control. Tilak Verma's strike rate so far is 118. His strike rate in the top order it's literally run a ball. So if Abhishek Sharma has played with him, he's not been successful, but the intent has been correct. So there is absolutely no problem with intent. Tilak Verma, sadly, in this World Cup has not been able to do that. So that's why the Tilak Verma change, as far as I'm concerned, in favor of Sanju Samson. Get Ishan to 3, push Sanju up, get him to play the right hand off spinner, and go for it. Because that's how you can actually take it. That's how actually take it. Now let me take 10, 12 questions in the last 2-3 minutes. India should have been wary of Muzarabani. Muzarabani is a good bowler. Saurav, I think. Saurav Kumar. Yes, it is a good question, Saurav. Good bowler. What do you think on India's campaign so far? Very modest, very underwhelming campaign, M Zone. Very underwhelming campaign. This team is like the Rohit Sharma World Cup team. This is a very good side. Even the Rohit Sharma side against Pakistan could have lost. If you remember, at one point, it was a stupid shot on the part of Pakistan, handed India the game. South Africa in the final could have lost. That Hardik Pandya over and that Surya Kumar Yadav catch. So this team is not a bad side. Absolutely not a bad side. Anyone who says this team is a bad side is being unfair based on one loss. I don't think this team is a bad side. Why is the management not taking a note of the problem that our batters are facing against spin and pace-off deliveries? Of course, the management has to take note, and maybe that's why the change is being mulled. They podcast. That's exactly the point, what you've said. These are the two problems. Lungi Ngidi, 69% slower balls. India wasn't able to take advantage, and India floundered. Now, that is a problem. Against a Lungi Ngidi, we struggled. How many even powerful shots were hit against Ngidi? We were not able to decipher the slow ball. Can Zimbabwe try same tactics against Samson, which they used against Brendan King, got him out last match? But then you have an Abhishek Sharma to counter that. Brendan King got out there. But Abhishek Sharma, if Abhishek Sharma stays on to face the medium pace, you will see Abhishek Sharma tear them apart. And Chepauk is a very good batting wicket. From what I've been told, the Chepauk wicket will be a very decent batting wicket. Whose question was it? Kai, Kai Vampire. Kai Vampire. That's the whose question it was. Abhishek Ranjan, I've taken that. Uh, Pavan Suresh, who will be the favorites between Sri Lanka and New Zealand? New Zealand is always a side that is good in a World Cup. I would back New Zealand because they are New Zealand in a World Cup, but Sri Lanka at home. It will depend on Pathum Nisanka. Pathum Nisanka doesn't get going, I will say New Zealand will beat Sri Lanka. If Pathum Nisanka gets going, then New Zealand does. Sri Lanka does have a good chance. My thing is, I think New Zealand and England will qualify, and I think Sri Lanka. Unfortunate for Asian teams, Sri Lanka and Pakistan will both be out. New Zealand always finds a way to make it in a World Cup and always punches above their weight. So Pathum Nisanka will hold the key as far as I'm concerned for Sri Lanka. Sam, sir, let me explain. Yes, let me understand your explanation. Sanju is a weak spin player and pace as well. If we qualify semi-final, you will see he's not mentally strong. So he's just coming into the team because he's a weak player. He doesn't know how to play pace. He doesn't know how to play spin. He's the 300s that he scored were scored by you. And he's made it into the World Cup team because he's Gautam Gambhir and Surya Kumar Yadav's conspiracy theorist. Come on, yeah. Come on. Sanju Samson is not the one who is going to walk into the team. It will be the team management with their backs to the wall in a do or die encounter, using that guy for a certain strategy. For a certain strategy. So you can call the strategy wrong. You can call you don't agree with the strategy. To say how much is Sanju using for PR. That's what you said. That's exactly what you said. Now, how is that justified, Sam B2P? Tell me. How is Sanju's PR even relevant? You asked that question because you wanted to be cheeky. You thought, okay, you have the social media keyboard in front of you. Boom, let me ask this. You know what you guys do by doing this? You undermine yourself. This is a serious show. I'm not here to do caricature like some other idiots do. I'm here to discuss with all of you, take your questions, understand, analyze, build up to the big game. It's a massive World Cup. And I'm not bothered about numbers. You don't want to be part of my show, I don't care. Because my show is sponsored by many people, and there's no dearth of sponsors as Boria is concerned. So this is a serious show. Let's have a serious discussion. Not some Sanju is doing PR. These questions can be reserved for some other shows which are very much there out in the public domain, and you are welcome to go and see that and ask this question. Maybe you will elicit a very interesting reaction also. Last couple of minutes. Can Zimbabwe try same tactics that Acha? I've answered that. Anshu, I've answered yours. Abhishek, I've answered yours. Day Podcast, I've answered yours. M Zone, I've taken yours. Rana, I've taken yours. Who's this? Vansh Agarwal. Captain never had confidence in Sundar, neither in batting nor in bowling. Then why to carry him? You know, it is. This is the bizarre question. How can it be that the captain? It's ultimately Sundar who played the Super 8 game against South Africa. If this is what you are saying, then your captain doesn't have, your captain doesn't have the meat to take him. I'm 100% sure Surya Kumar Yadav obviously was consulted when the team was made. So you mean to say Surya Kumar Yadav had no say in the picking of Washington Sundar and is the captain of the side? How can that be? That he's carrying Washington Sundar while not even having any faith on Washington Sundar? Come on. Okay. I will have to close the show because my battery is running low. So that last question on the show, my battery is running low. Anshu, I've taken yours, and my point is India will still qualify. Brute Street, red and gold hue in ISL 12 table. East Bengal doing brilliantly. So is Mohun Bagan. Going into game week 2 will be fun. I'll end on that note because my computer's battery running low. I will be back. Gargi Raut will also be back with you from the India's practice. Plenty to talk about. Thanks for watching.